call Junk Removal, Stafford, Virginia. I hope wherever you are, you're staying busy and making money in junk removal. And welcome back to the second video in my junk removal estimate training series. This is where I take you along with me to junk removal estimates. You get to see what I see. I'll show you the clip of the particular job. Then after that, we'll talk about some of the considerations I took into account in providing that certain price to the customer. I also invite you to ask questions about why I gave that particular rate. But more than anything else, guys, I'm really inviting the junk removal business owners who have been in the industry for a significant period of time to give their opinions, considerations, and rates to be able to help you learn how to estimate just about any junk removal job, because we don't want you to charge over or under. We want you to get the job and feel comfortable with the rate so that you're not working for free. Guys, you cannot get this type of training anywhere. If you think this video was valuable, would you subscribe to my channel? Would you leave a comment? Would you hit the bell icon, which will make you aware the very next time I make a video? Let's take a look at the clip, and then we'll talk about it after. Here you go. Here we are.
Yeah,
taking video of this first room.
Sorry to hear that, but
take a look all around. What is this?
We take it out of here. That's so bad. I feel like
don't feel bad. It happens to a lot more people than you think. This, like we said, this is not worse at all.
Really?
Yeah, we've been in some horrible.
Guys, you saw what I saw. What do we got? We have a lady who reached out to me, and when we're engaging on the telephone and I'm setting up the junk removal estimate, when we got to the point of the conversation where she had to disclose the fact that it was a hoarding situation, she broke down in tears. It broke my heart, guys. She says, I went through a divorce and I just didn't handle it very well. I don't know how my situation got this bad, but I just need help. And by the way, I did get her permission to make this video. You always want to do that, especially if you make a video in these types of situations. But guys, she broke down in tears. She says, I'm embarrassed. I need help. She was crying out for help, guys. In these types of hoarding situations, you need to remember to be extremely sensitive, guys. How did I handle that situation? I said, ma'am, I totally understand. We deal with this situation more often than you might think. I said, you don't need to worry, ma'am. Nobody is white as snow. We all deal with stressors. This is what we're gonna do, ma'am. We're gonna set this estimate up. I'm gonna come by and take a look. And if you want us to do the job for you, I promise you that when we're done, you won't have to deal with this anymore. How does that sound? And as in my mind, I see her wiping her tears because I can see her crying. She says, Joseph, thank you. That sounds good. So don't worry so much, guys, about getting in there and wham-bamming, closing the deal. If you just make that person-to-person human connection, if you just show empathy to the customer's hoarding situation, you will close the deal. I promise you, you will. So another suggestion that I could make, and especially in hoarding situations, we have found that if the principal, the hoarder, is on property when we're doing the job, you'll be there all day. You will take what could be a minimal time on site, and because the customer is there and she's saying, don't take this, please don't take that, I don't want to throw that away, you could be there for days, guys. The job will never end. So what we ask this customer, if at all possible, for her to be off-site for that day and maybe have a daughter, a friend, or what have you, and we let her know that if it's in these 3 rooms, it's going. We have her sign a waiver that if it's in that room and we take it and she wanted to keep it, she waives us from all liability. extremely important. But if you can at all refrain from having the customer on site, it will work well for you. So let's move on. 3 rooms, not that bad of a hoarding situation. But as we're going through the inside of the property, guys, we're looking all around. What did we notice? Potential for fleas, because they do have animals. We didn't see any fleas, but there were animals. There was the pungent odor of ammonia, cat urine, feces, both dog and cat. So what does that mean to us, guys? That means that there's possibly bed bugs. That means that there's possibly fleas. That means that there's possibly disease. And who knows what's underneath those mounds and mounds of stuff. So we want to take that into consideration. What does that mean? That means that 3 days before we enter the property, we're going to hand deliver flea bombs. Oh, roaches as well on this property. That means that 3 days before we are planning for go day, we're going to hand deliver bug spray, bug bombs to the customer's property. We're going to have her sign a waiver that we're not responsible if anybody gets sick, if anybody's nauseous. We're going to ask her to initiate the bug bombs if she doesn't want to, and we're going to initiate the bug bombs ourselves, and we'll set that up in our waiver. On top of that, on go day, Tyvek suits, breathing apparatus, respirators, if you will, possibly eye protection. On top of that, we're not going to do this job and put it into trailers or trucks. We're going to rent a dumpster. 3 days, $250 to $300. You also want to look at proximity. How far do you have to carry the bags of stuff from the rooms outside? And maybe you're going to do this job in a trailer. How far do you have to carry it? How far can you back your trailer up to the property? We're extremely fortunate on this particular job in that we could put the dumpster right up to one of the bedroom windows and throw everything out of the bedroom window, thus ensuring that it cuts down on time on property, and we could pass those savings on to the customer. It's going to take 2 men, and I can forecast that it will take between 3 and 3.5 or so hours. So we've done worse hoarding jobs, though I don't know what's underneath these particular piles of junk. On top of that, you may have heard it in the video, I might cut it out, I don't know. In the last room I asked, or the second room I asked, what's that odor I smell? I know what it was bug spray. She's living in that room and possibly spraying bug spray daily so she can sleep in that room. When I asked her if it was okay to make this video and put it out in cyberspace, she says, yeah, I don't see a problem with that. Maybe that'll embarrass me so much that it will prevent me from ever doing this again. Once again, I wanted to show empathy to the customer, guys. I said, ma'am, I appreciate that. This video is going to be used as a training video to show other junk removal entrepreneurs who are just getting into the business how to price something like this. I said, ma'am, so this situation, this bad situation, we're going to use it for good. We're going to show entrepreneurs how to price a situation of this magnitude so that they can spread value to other customers. And she was on board with that. So, guys, you're not going to get this information anywhere else. Try calling your local junk removal company and ask them for this type of training. They're going to laugh and they're going to hang up on you. If you appreciate these types of videos, this series, this junk removal estimate training series that I'm producing now, would you do me a favor? Would you subscribe to my channel? Would you leave a comment? I don't charge for this information. I never have, and I never will. There are individuals out there who are charging telephone time, telephone minutes to get you on the phone and give you the same type of information, how to succeed in junk removal, that I'm giving you for free. Hey, that's the way they do things. This is the way I do things. That being said, if you're in Northern Virginia and you need stuff removed, if you want to reclaim your space, you can reach out to us by telephone at 540-657-VETS. That's 540-657-VETS. On top of that, guys, I love to take your telephone calls. I just took a 2.5-hour telephone call that I didn't charge for from Frank in Stockton, California, who has not yet started his junk removal business, but you can find him on YouTube under his YouTube handle, The Aspiring Entrepreneur. This guy is deadly, guys. He has not, like I said, hasn't started his junk removal business yet, but he's deadly. A lot of good questions, a lot of good content that we spoke about. If you want to talk to me, if you want information, intelligence on how to start your junk removal business and be successful, I can't promise you that I can spend 2.5 hours with you on the telephone, but I will spend a significant amount of time helping you to learn how to get into junk removal and be successful. You can find us online at vetshauljunk.com. That's vetshauljunk.com. I'm Joseph, owner of Vets Haul Junk Removal LLC in Stafford, Virginia, and we are on the move, making things happen.
Rock me,